they got acquired by Accenture, and then this ended up in my hands
Okay.
through after all the inventory was taken, and this was never checked off. So my friend got the GPU.
You acquired it.
The rest of the box.
Nice.
And we've been setting it up as a gaming PC for me, and it's been again / home lab. So getting into the game.
All right, so I'm just to start, since we started the new stream, but Ben, I'll let you chime in there for ZFS and Butterface on what you said a minute ago.
Yeah. So probably 15 years ago, Jim Salter exposed us to the wonders of ZFS, and and we were all amazed and pretty much convinced that if you didn't want to lose any data anymore, that you would use ZFS with 3 or more disks, and that would do the trick. But then ButterFS came along, that Jace calls Butterface, and it at the time was pretty experimental, and a whole bunch of new features were added that just weren't ready, and so Butterface started to get the reputation of eating your data rather than saving it. But since then, it's stabilized a lot, and I'm on another. I'm also with the Annapolis Lug, and one of the main people there has been using Butterfest for 10 years, and he's never lost any data. So, so that's all I know about Butterfs and ZFS, and two and a half admins has been going for a long time now, and they got over 300 episodes. So, and they always have great content. So it's a great podcast if you're looking for one to listen to. That's all I have. Thanks, Jace.
Yeah, and agreed. I listened to it myself, and they always have someone talking about an article they wrote about something else in ZFS. It's usually like sort of thing. Yeah, it's a great podcast. Did you all want to have something else to show? Oh, Bill. All right, in that case, I'm gonna mute. I'll let you go, Bill.
All right. You're muted.
Should be muted.
I am unmuted and share. Okay. I think.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear Bill.
Can you hear me? In the room only.
Ben or Monty, can you hear?
Are you able to hear me talk? Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So one of them, there's a couple, as we were talking about dot files. I don't remember where I got this from. It's going to be the preamble to everything that I say. But using Stow for your dot files is really wonderful. I highly recommend it. I did not even know about this until I came across some guy's random dot files repository. So let's come out of here. All of my files, these prompts, paths, my vimrc, my zshellrc are all symlinks soft that are to my dot files repo that in turn has a README so that I remember the one time every 5 years that I'm reinstalling everything, what the commands were in order to do all this. Also has like install linux.txt and install, like this is, I wonder what's in install Linux. This is like all the stuff that I need to remember each time that I'm putting together a new Linux system. And then in this, so if you have a folder called Vim, for example, and you, outside of this, you do Stow. I'm not going to run it because I don't even remember what it does if you have already everything in there. I think it's fine. But inside here, I have my vimrc, and it will go into, you say Stow, whatever folder, it will go into that folder. It'll take everything in that folder, and it will symlink it up to your home directory. It's literally meant to be used for config file symlinking like this. And then you can have all your dot files in a Git repo, and you can store all of them in GitHub on somebody else's servers. And when it goes down, you can't do any installs, which is really great. Dot file. Another one. Well,
So like, what does it actually do? It just
It-
makes a symlink of everything.
it's a shortcut. So the Vim is not as interesting, but my tmux, for example, has a tmux conf and a shell script in it. My Z shell RC has a bunch of different things in here. So rather than having to do symlinks of each and every single one of these every time, or to keep them all unorganized so that they can be get cloned into the specific repo in the right directories and everything, this just handles all of that. So it like allows me to keep it compartmentalized. Some of the systems that I go onto, I don't have Z shell, so I just don't do stow Z shell for those ones. Or if tmux, if I'm using screen instead of tmux, I don't use tmux. Or if I don't do dev work, I don't move over my Git. So pretty nice. I always have to move the Vim RC over. That comes up a lot. Another one is as you're going through doing a lot of stuff with any kind of bash scripting or anything, I had run across shell check quite a while ago, which is absolutely wonderful. And of course, I've shell checked everything, so am I going to be able to find one that's actually, yeah. I think I had found one that, here we go, this battery bar. Yeah. So you do a shell check on a shell script, and it will go through and tell you any, like, just a lot of them are some errors, but also some of them are just things that are good to know, like information, warnings, some problems that come up usually with globbing. And more particularly, you can just take this is SC1091, and then go find that. And shell check has an explanation of what the problematic code is, what the correct code is, and why you would want to do it that way, which is absolutely wonderful. This is, I would say, how I learned shell scripting. Like, I would just make a shell script, like using my old T shell and C shell ways in Bash, and I'm just like just ham fisting everything. And then I found shell check, and I would just run shell check on all of that stuff, and it would just be like, "Hey, dumbass! Like, you're supposed to like quote your things so that globbing works, and you have to do it this way." And I've learned so much off of this, and like all of my shell scripting capabilities basically came from their wiki. And then other one that might be useful to people is AG. So instead of let's move into something that actually is gonna like return something. So instead of like find dash name, well, find in the local directory name test. Yeah, this is all of my source code. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your
Code.
code?
Yeah.
You have a source code directory?
No.
My source code directory is
So-
SRC source.
I have
Yeah.
two. Yeah, I have.
So-
SRC. That's for not my.
Not your, oh, interesting.
I have personal and workspace. If it's not workspace is the laptop I'm using, its primary purpose, it goes into workspace. So my work laptops have workspaces, work code. On my personal laptop, it's in there. And personal is just a backup.
Word for word.
So this find took forever, and I have to remember the correct sequence and everything that I'm doing on this. So somebody made the Silver Searcher AG, which is the chemical symbol for silver, and you just do find test, and I have a lot of stuff with the words test in it, but it does syntax highlighting, tells you the individual files, is a little bit faster than a lot faster depending how much crap you're going through, and finds a lot of important stuff as you go through. It is, the downside of it is I don't believe it's got a man page. Let's find out if it's got a man page on it. Oh, good, they added that. Thank God, because I would frequently forget this stuff, and I had to like go look it up. The major ones that I use are like dash. Well, actually, we can just let's look at my. It's basically a find replacement. Yeah, but it's in internal file. It will search file names with -G. Capital U is case insensitive, if I remember correctly. And otherwise, like, those are the major ways I use it, is -G, capital U, and just by itself. By itself is just go grep all of these files and just return everything that has test in it, for example. But -G, AG-G is my replacement for find, so that I don't have to remember all the commands for it. All right. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm unmuted and my
All right. Give me a thumbs up. You can hear Arthur. Or me on Arthur's.
I can hear you.
Okay.
all right. So I guess I haven't done much thinking, but you sure gave me a lot of ideas, which is just kind of piggybacking off the stuff that you did, where I also have my files all in one place. I didn't know about Stowe, but I do have this, which is my profile folder. This is my dot files. I called it profile instead of dot files. In there I have configs. I also have scripts that I like to carry around, so I put scripts in there. But here's my configs, and it is just intentionally laid out in the same way as what you would have in your home directory, because I went and wrote my own install for it, which is it goes through folder by folder, file by file, and makes links into my home directory. Oops. Down here, you can see, yeah, it just links everything there into the configs. If I go to here and do the same thing, there, yeah, NeoVim goes into profile as well. And because I wanted to be a little safe, it also, when you run the install, puts everything in, oops, cd, oh, I'm getting all my commands messed up. Profile backup. So here, if I ever mess something up, I'm not overwriting anything. It copies everything that was there into the backup and then makes the links, which has saved my butt, believe it or not. So yeah.
You guys are just like halfway to this.
Yeah.
Do you want everything
Uh,
stored and then addressed by symlinks? Like, you're almost there. Just
no,
Just
but the
go
thing
all the
is, Nix does it for me. I want to do it. I want to do it for me. Yeah, the fun is in configuring it. What am I going to tell Nix to configure it for me? And then also alongside that, since you showed AG, which sounds so fun and wonderful, there's you know what's so funny? It is. It's called RipGrep.
oh,
RG.
Yes.
And it has this handy little -I for insensitive. So I could do, let's see, I don't know, this. Yeah, here's all the switches in this code. And I wanted to bring it up specifically because I saw your AG running and couldn't help but notice that it seemed a little slow to me. So if I just run this switch, it feeds fast.
Let's check because AG is in C.
Very convincing, very convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I ran something generic, so this is going through a whole bunch of source code, spitting out I don't even know what. But yeah.
Probably bottlenecks by just printing to the terminal.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But yeah, and then also just for some fun, in case to stick on the theme of cat alternatives, we have cat, which just shows normal. We both showed off bat, which does formatting and stuff, and this is fun fact. This is an entire terminal emulator written in like 2,000 lines of C or something like that I've used. It's actually on my desktop, the main one. I have so much fun with it because you can patch it however you want. But what I wanted to show is there's the classic of lolcat, which I'm sure people have seen before. It makes it rainbow. But what I found and loved so much is that someone made a rewrite of lolcat to speed it up, because I think lolcat's in Ruby or something. I don't know what. And they called it DotaCat. Because Dota is better than League of Legends. So you run that and it just goes a little quicker. So yeah, for a while I actually had that in my Z-sharc, which I have my aliases for my shell. I love configuring my shell with a little pop-up when you first start it. So now it's the cat, and if I go down here, I can uncomment this, comment this. So when I relaunch it, it would just give me a rainbow one, and that was really fun. Oh, I left the comment in there, but just undo that real quick. I kind of like the plain after a while.
Shell check would have got that.
I'm sure it would have. Yeah, I've used shell check from time to time. But yeah, and one more really quick. You showed off the weather and what was the other one? Sheet, which are those little. You can find so many little curl utilities where you just curl a URL and it's a service that someone's hosting that gives something back to you, and that's great. I also use ICANN has IP. Has IP. That's what it is. Yeah, and it just gives you your external IP address. So
that is the Gen Z form of whatismyip.com,
yeah.
What's my IP?
which has an API, and you can just. Make
I
that.
mean, it is its own. Where is it on here? It is its own service, so it's not using the one you mentioned. It is ICANNHasIP.com, but yeah, there you go, and it can do IPs v6 or v4, so it's fun. Yeah, so many things. You saw how many aliases I have, how many scripts, profiles.
Mute yourself right quick.
Yep.
Okay, I see your stove and your custom-made stove, and I raise you my .bash RC Jace, which is
Oh man, that's CICD.
sorry,
Yeah.
which is a single file that writes all the .files when you run bash.
Nice.
So my .bash RC is a symlink to bash RC Jace, which I think should be, yeah, that is a symlink to, and this symlink and that symlink are in the bash RC Jace that is in the repo, and that, well, should I bring it up?
An emulator for T-Shell.
Yes. I'm a little embarrassed to show it off, but I did actually show parts of it off at Southeast Linux Fest like 5 years ago. But it's very similar to what it was at the time.
Got it folded up and everything too.
But yeah. What am I doing?
Folding is a
New page. Let's see, function. Okay. So it's just a lot of functions, and here at the bottom is calling all those functions. But essentially, what it, and looky there. There's cheat. There's an alias called cheat
Yeah.
that I
that's
got
the
from
one.
you.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
and here's yo,
Nice.
which is the function that I did earlier. I need to actually make that fold. But essentially, everything in here is just a cat to some end of file
Yeah.
to the file name. And so I created a file called Jasify, which, much like you said, Bill, just SSHs to it secure copies my bash RC Jace to that location, and then SSHs to it and executes it. And so
Mine, I abuse the pipe and just like do a copy when the SSH is open.
oh, in parallel.
Yeah.
Nice.
I need
So
to come up with a way to make it a little kinder. Like if everything's there, maybe don't do that.
right, check. Use rsync.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, actually. I think one of them I have does use rsync over SSH to do that.
So yeah, make justify copies to another location this file, and then runs back Jasify, or it's self-replicating. It's a virus essentially, and
Virus.
I don't know.
Is that? Did you put the file itself within the file?
Every file in my .files is text in this file. So like this is my Arisi config. You see here, I'm catting to the end of file of Arisi, and so this is the config for Arisi to right here. And so all it does is it will.
We can't see that, Jace.
Oh, Am I not? I'm not sharing my screen. I apologize,
You guys are
everybody.
missing out on the magic.
I am so sorry.
This thing is the Russian doll of scripts.
There, is this okay?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm so sorry. You should have called me on it a lot earlier.
I
So
should've.
yeah, so for example, well, let's do list pipe because that should be smaller, right? Well, maybe not. No, because I copied it from Debian.
I'm really having a great time just staring at the line numbers.
Yeah.
The line numbers?
2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 is
Oh, yeah, yeah.
70 to 80% of the way down. That's
This is going to be Monty's why is my bash RC
Right.
maybe because you loaded your entire environment into your bash RC, Jace.
But so one of the things that that I do with this file is to update to make sure that this file checks that all the files that it updates gets updated in it to be copied backed up like yours does.
okay.
So there's a backup in here somewhere. Let me look for BAK because that's somewhere in here. No, BAK. Let me go to the beginning. Okay, let's see. No. And yeah, I had to do folding. There we go. Back files. Here we go. And so my back files looks in the file itself for everything that starts with a comment like this, double pound sign, and adds it to the list of files to be backed up. So if I don't create a function called make in that file with the file that it makes, it won't get updated to be backed up, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's handy.
So yeah. And then of course, every one of these functions, I unset the function so that it's not in my shell.
Because you don't want your F list to be completely
Yeah, I don't
full
want
of
my function list to be huge.
Yeah.
So I delete them once I'm done. And this is not only, so it also is versioned right here. And there's a script inside, or there's a function inside here that will update the version that it is to today's date. So you see that it's a date format right here. So what it does is it looks at the file, it changes this line to today's date, and then when I do my get diff, it'll show that this line is different and that sort of thing. I don't know. It's stupid. It's probably a bad way of doing things. What's that?
Is that UTC? That's what if you cross the international date line as you're updating your file?
Well, no, that's a problem. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be.
But it's also if you change the file 3 times in the same day, then
Then it doesn't
which
matter.
of those 3 is
Oh,
it? I'm not that
Just
granular. I
start
don't
putting
care.
letters after it.
I don't care. Right.
A, B, C, D.
Dash final.
You get
Um,
to Z? Okay, A, B.
And then of course all the config files, I wanted to be sure that I knew how they were changed, and so I've got this little comment that says it was created by bash rc Jace, and here's the date, because sometimes it gets updated. And so whenever I update my bash rc, I need to check all my config files to see if they're out of date, and if there's a date that it overwrites. So I've got a lot of stuff in here over these. Here's increment right here. Sorry, this is going back to updating. So not only is it a sourced file, it is also an executable file. So that if I run this, if I run bash rc jace space incr like this, it'll increment this right here by doing this. It'll get the date for today. It looks for read-only Jace rocks, which is this, and then replaces it with date on this file.
So do you have a mapping somewhere in here of these like abbreviated versions to the functions? Like how does it
No,
know
it just-
INCR?
Just this
Tell me that
particular
parse
one. It's just this particular one, and I think
Yeah, what's in the parse arg chart about it?
Yeah, it's this file, or it's arg1. Anchor equals arg1.
oh yeah, right. It is an argument. It's not calling the function. It's
Okay.
checking if the
Okay.
first argument is incur
Gotcha.
and calls this function if it is. And then immediately unsets it.
Of course.
This would be good future talk is how screwed would each person be if they lost their config files?
Yes.
Can you even use Linux without this?
Right. But yeah, so it's got all the stuff I've accumulated over the years, and like MM is even in here somewhere. Oh, you were talking about how you check for different distributions. Here's my check distro function here. And it's changed over the years. So now I'm checking if there's an Etsy Red Hat release, then it must be Red Hat. If it's a SUSE release, if its uname is Darwin, then it's Mac, that sort of thing. And then at some point, I just look for OS type. And then I've got Cygwin, NetWare, AIX, Solaris. I've had this file around a little while for the different versions of Unix and other operating systems. What's that?
Is Knoppix still around?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
What? No, I'm sorry. Knoppix is. Knoppix, yes. I thought you were asking about the other distribution that's in here somewhere that is checking for Gobo Linux. There it is. So this is a Gobo Linux stuff, which Gobo Linux doesn't exist now. If I were to do the stuff that Gobo Linux does, I would be using Nix. Nix does a lot of similar things that Gobo Linux tried to do. Gobo Linux said, on the Macintosh, they've got applications instead of /bin and, directory. So Gobo Linux did a similar thing and everything was a symlink. And I think Nix may have either influenced or was influenced by Gobo Linux in some of that ways. And then Nix went a whole lot further along, but Gobo Linux was a really neat idea back in the aughts. So, but I haven't deleted it yet. So I'm just
It doesn't look like you've ever deleted anything.
I have only added. Yes.
I gotta head out.
All right. Good to see you.
Appreciate the talk. I learned a lot. My research cut out for me. Matt, I'll be talking to you later. Y'all have a good one.
So yeah, and there's all everyone has their prompt, and I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna stop this nonsense now.
Python stuff.
We'd love to see it.
Python stuff.
Anybody else got a thing? Wait, someone said something. Start Gobo. That's Ben. Yeah, Ben remembers Gobo Linux. Should all right. Anyone else got another thing, or should we call it a night? Let's call it a night. What do you think? What do you think, Ben?
I'm ready.
Mike, Arnold, Matt, everybody. What was your name?
Alex. Yeah, I it's my first time using Jitsi, so I kind of goofed up my name, sounded in because
That's all right. No problem. So, Alex, are you in the Carolinas?
Yeah, I think I'm in like this little small group up in Charlotte that's trying to get a lug off the ground, or nominally at any rate. I've kind of been on the back seat for a month or two. But yeah, that's how I kind of found my way to you guys, because I think somebody invited you to our little Signal chat.
Well, good. I talked to Bodie at Southeast Linux Fest about Charlug starting back up. So I'm glad that someone's finally here. Good to see you, Alex.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Both.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night.
Have a good night.